Hello, it's TCW, whatever you want to call me. Kind of in a rebrand period right now, but that's irrelevant. What is relevant is that I've decided to start do MMA analysis. Obviously, if anyone's been watching recently, they know I'm a big fan. And this is another way to invest in it. And this is a fight I've never seen. Aware of the result, but I've never actually seen it, and so I'm very intrigued to see what occurs between it. It's between Quinton Rampage Jackson versus Matt Lindland for the WFA light heavyweight title.
To heavyweights Quinton Jackson and Matt Lindland. This one
Oh,
also, of course, three 5-minute rounds.
I
Quinton Jackson is a guy
would have expected it to be 5-minute rounds, but WFA is a smaller organization, that makes sense.
Who's brimming with confidence any more than Jackson is?
I don't know, Boss is a pretty confident guy, but this Quinton
that hoodie's kind of sick.
He's a great guy. He's got a hell of a story.
At this point, Rampage had not had his contract renewed by Pride. They were in there. This is about the year period where they were going over.
Take no prisoners.
Hold on.
He's a hell of a story behind him.
Okay, defeated. Okay, I was wondering because I was gonna say he just beat him before he left. So I was gonna be like, I don't know why they say he just got beat.
And you know what? When Quinton is Quinton that we've seen in the years, the violent, the tenacious.
But at this point in his career, Quinton was 25-6. One DQ loss to Matsui. All other losses via finish. 2 to Wandy, 1 to Sakuraba, 1 to Shogun, and Marvin. Nope, Marvin Eastman was also a decision loss. At this point, the guys he had beaten were of a very, very high grade, though. Liddell, Bustamante, Randleman. Randleman so-so, but Arona was really good. First middleweight during the big streak. That's Bill Goldberg.
I think it's a very competitive.
They got Quadros. Oh, this place is sick. I'm sorry. But for other notable Rampage wins, he beat Murillo Ninja Hua, the older brother of Shogun. Though that fight's a little sus. He had Minao Man, more just star power, but he also had Igor Vorjanic, so really good wins. Matt Lindland, on the other hand, was 18-3, beat Travis Luter, Joe Dorkinson, Baroni, Ivan Talaveri, Almeida. Street fighting against wrestling. He had to ask for that explicitly. I was sorry, 24-6 is my bad. 24-6.
So Lindland and Jackson, and we talked earlier about this styles make fights.
I mean, the guys he'd beaten were solid, with them obviously sharing a common opponent in Bustamante. You know, Lindland being mostly notorious for being a guy who I think is the reason they have such strict submission rules now. Because he gets put in an armbar by Lindland. Lindland like taps and it's like regular. He's like, "No, I wasn't tapping, dude. Come on." And you know they get back down, gets put in a guillotine, gets tapped back out. Obviously, style-wise, wow, I imagine everyone knows Rampage, but I guess just to give an overview, he was a national junior champion in wrestling.
Later on,
He had
bad stuff. I used to sit on the wall and sell drugs. I'm not proud of it, but that's what I did. I think if I would have stayed in that same
I'm sorry, I didn't think they were gonna let him stroke the wall.
The rest of my friends.
Growing up on
But
the farm and working out in the field, you learn to get a little tough.
he had 4 submission victories at this point. Did Rampage,
I'm battling
all pre-Pride, which I would say is
might not be
prime,
down at the disco club in the,
with 2 rear naked chokes, an armbar, and a Kimura.
When you think of Quinton Jackson, the first thing that comes
And
to
the rest of
mind
his victories
is power.
being
He'll fight the most technical fighter in the world.
few
but his
decisions,
strength can overcome that.
but of course, as far as KOs go, Chuck
Chuck
Liddell threw the towel in, Bustamante went to decision, Randleman got put out, Igor got put out via injury, Arona obviously got put out, Minao Man was TKO'd, and Ninja was a decision.
Experienced technical guy.
He's going to have to use all those things to his advantage if he want to beat me. He's going to have to be something special.
Lindland had a
'Cause
pretty
I'm coming
decent
to
variety.
put the hurt
I
on
think
him.
6
I think I'm
submissions at
better.
this
I think I'm
point.
technically more sound. I'm going to find a way to get in
And I think
a better position.
I want to prove to the world that I'm
I think
the
about
best.
4K,
I'm
4
going
KO
to let him know
TKOs,
right
then
away
decisions.
he's in a fight. He said he's the law. I'm going to break the law.
Alright.
I'm just going to go in there and focus on doing what I do best, and that's, get on top of somebody and just pound a hole in it.
I'm sorry, that didn't. Well, I guess that didn't really elaborate. Rampage is predominantly, obviously, he's got good wrestling skills, had great takedowns, notorious for scooping people in high cradles and dumping them on their side control. And Pride helpful because of the knees to the head. His stand up was really nasty though. especially at this period. Usually close quarters, cover and rolls, dirty uppercuts and single collars, things of that nature. Pretty good on the feet. Lindland is functional on the feet. Most of his game is definitely the ground and clinch. His ground and pound is really good. And both of them were previously with, I think, Team Punishment and Team Couture, so. Or maybe it was post this fight when they all got together, but I believe it was pre this. Oh, Joe Rosenthal.
And Josh Rosenthal. All right, fans, here we go. 3 5-minute rounds scheduled in our light.
It's similar to Randy Couture. Lindland was a Greco guy, not like freestyle.
And MMA fans joining us around the world.
Which is probably one reason his body lock takedowns were really good at the period. Inside trips, outside. I mean, ground and pound skills are pretty similar. Pretty good from close guard, half guard.
Introducing to you first on my right, he is fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet even. He weighed in at 201.5 pounds. Joining us in the time-honored tradition of wrestling, his record stands at 18 wins and 3 losses. Representing Team Quest and fighting out of Eagle Creek, Oregon, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2000 Olympics.
And so I might have to come up with different names. I think there's going to be one where I'm just running through full fights and analyzing it as it goes. Then there's going to be explicit, probably case studies of sorts. And I think the first one will probably might be on Joe Stevenson.
Standing 6 feet 1 inch, he weighed in at 204 pounds. He is a powerful brawler with a record of 24 wins and 6 losses. Training at Body Shop Fitness and HB Training Center. He is fighting out of Irvine, California by way of Memphis, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the talented
Also,
star of MMA.
Rampage is in fact my favorite fighter of all time. You see just spurts of excitement when I'm mentioning him or watching him. It is because of that. Him and Sakuraba are basically the reason I keep the sport for the most part. The Fry Takayama fight did some stuff too, but.
Of this bout, Herb Dean, once again, 3 5-minute rounds scheduled.
I expect a good stare down here.
We got one. Look at this. That's a stare down. I want to see the look in Quinton's eyes. And there's your stare down.
3 rounds. I can't imagine this is a company where they let you throw ground and knees to the head.
Quinton Jackson says U.S. soldier.
Which was probably one of the best parts of Rampage's game, but from close guard, he was really good. He had really good body shots. He would throw elbows to the ribs, which was kind of a workaround about not being able to throw elbows to the head in Pride.
And there we go. He gets the clinch right away.
They're already in the over-under.
Well, that's his plan.
Okay.
Quinton's strength.
Well, actually, Lindland wants the clinch. He doesn't want to stay on the outside with Quinton.
But I don't think he wants to clinch with his back on the fence.
We're going to feed into the ribs.
He can't maneuver Quinton.
Be very interesting to see how he deals with Quinton's strength.
The clasp of hands. Cradles him up. And right down into side control. Honestly, though, until Rampage brings his hand out, you could argue Lindland was scoring there. All those were clean, good shots.
Quinton's right arm trapped with his legs.
Pushes him back up against the fence. He's free. He's going to try and wrestle up from the front headlock. Rampage going to decide to maybe take half guard just for the sake of settling in a position. Wait. I'm sorry, what did he say?
Holding that arm, though. Especially Quinton will just slide that arm out like he just did. Quinton's got to be careful of the guillotine choke, but he's in no trouble because his legs are in the wrong position.
Does this company have no knees or elbows?
But you don't want to have Quinton Rampage Jackson on top of you under these rules with elbows.
Okay, with elbows, okay.
Matt scooting up.
His hand out, he's out of it.
Wrestling up pretty well from the front headlock. Rich freeing his head, they're back to the clinch.
Body work by Jackson.
Lindland's strength. Lindland's mostly a middleweight. I think a lot of his fights are strength-wise, so I would be.
What I'm seeing here is Lindland.
If he muscles Rampage around, I'd be surprised. I can't imagine he'd just be able to switch position here.
At the moment.
But when he's going to the over-under like that, it's like maybe he'll get just enough push-off for the inside trip, perhaps. But we'll have to wait and see.
Dirty boxing.
Lindland's got a lot to prove in this fight, as does Jackson.
Okay, yeah, you had him off for a second.
Both guys come from such diverse backgrounds.
And it just goes to show you that just because you won a silver medal in wrestling doesn't mean you can dominate, you know, a guy that
Pretty clean-shotted side there, though. I would say Rampage just definitely seems to have a lot more oomph on him. By way of probably natural power and the fact that he's got Lindland back on the cage.
Wrestling also, he got started wrestling by an uncle at the age of 17, and he said really that's what turned his life around.
Absolutely.
Trying to look to the Muay Thai clinch.
Wonderful opportunity for these guys to go out.
Oh, nice elbow on the inside. Into the body, off the cage.
Forearm there, and he finally gets Jackson up against the cage. Lindland landing a good knee to the thigh of Jackson. Jackson's got to get some distance here. Jackson going for the Muay Thai clinch, but Lindland slipping back.
Right shirt on the inside, and he spins him back.
Jackson wants to be in the clinch like this.
No, I don't think so.
Look at this.
Gets Rampage off his feet. Nice double leg slam.
Talk about tit for tat.
Here we go, gentlemen.
Strength factor isn't, at least I should say the gap may not be as prominent as I believe. Trying to backpack him. One hook.
Lindland thinking choke here. Jackson standing back up.
And if I know Quinton, he's going to do that.
In Rampage's career, he would only ever lose by submission twice, and both to the same submission. Both being rear naked chokes by one Soccer Robber first, and then followed by John Jones. Spin to the back again, doesn't let Rampage get top position. I don't know what belt level Lindland was at this point, but in general, he is a black belt.
Not really allowing Jackson to do what he wants to do.
Lindland in control, in the position he wants to be, on top, on the floor.
Lindland is a fierce competitor.
Yes, he is. Jackson's got to be careful of that rear naked choke. I'm sure the training with Josh Barnett.
Finding the hand decently well.
And who's Lindland been training with?
Rampage. I think Rampage is purposely keeping that one, his foot over Lindland's heel to keep him from taking the back. I don't know if that was just during the spamble look at the draw for him, but it was there, and that's what kept him getting hooks in. Hand under the chin.
Quinton Jackson's got his chin up in the air.
Referee taking a good close look here.
He's got it in deep.
Quinton is on the verge of being choked out here. Quinton is in big trouble here.
He's hanging off the side, but I think it makes it a lot easier.
Quinton's going to try to slam him here.
And he's not completely on the back, down into close guard.
Unbelievable. Quinton Jackson escaped a for sure thing in what looked like a rear naked choke. Quinton's got to clear his head.
How much energy did Lindland expend on that?
Well, how about Quinton expending
shoulder
all that
strike
energy
there.
to get out of that thing?
But look where he is now.
Decent body shots.
What an unbelievable first round. Everybody is on their feet.
Heavy on the cage. I've heard someone say this fight wasn't exciting. That first round was a good time to me. Not Sanchez Guida, but pretty solid. 10-9 Lindland, reasonably.
Main event, you just got it.
That's Dan Henderson. Which would explain, or is it Team Quest that Couture was also in? Because like a bunch of those dudes, Rampage, Henderson, Couture, Lindland, Carl Parisian, Mayhem, had all like trained together.
And Lindland cushions
They
with
replayed the
shoulder,
big side
working
control.
in side control position. Okay, Lindland not to be upstage here in round number one. Trying to pick the double, and does just that. Over the shoulder slam on the hip of Quinton Jackson.
Rampage got up pretty quick during that scramble, but
from Matt the Law Lindland in round number one as he grounded pound. And look at this, rear naked
the
choke.
backpacker
It
didn't
was
end up
under the
mattering.
chin. How Quinton got out of that, it's ridiculous. I mean, he squeezed. I mean, Quinton had to.
That's in pretty. The only thing I could notice is probably the fact. I think right when he gets it in, he still does. He's not really completely on Page's back.
At the end of his punches.
Matt is such the unorthodox fighter.
Quinton's got to stay out of the clinch, man.
Start of the
And
second
so even though it was
round.
locked, it wasn't
First round
perfectly
was fought on the
aligned.
mat.
Like he's gonna work to a front headlock for a second there. You're in the over-unders.
You know, Lindland did not just come for a paycheck. He came to win this match.
Yeah, and you really had that feeling in talking to him all day yesterday.
Back fist.
And you know what?
Not much on it, but I mean, it scores.
I don't think Lindland's ever really gotten the credit he deserves.
That's inside looking.
He's continued to get better each and every fight.
Lindland is
Going,
dictating the tempo, dictating the
like a
technique
rear
right
hook to
now.
cover the distance. He's got him on the cage.
punches from the outside.
This cage might be kind of cheap. I mean, they're big dudes, actually. That might just be about right.
Now he reverses it.
Right able to get him on the cage.
He's a little baffled here.
I think so too, and he's got to get down and dirty.
And there he went down and dirty with the knee to the groin.
Unintentional, because
Absolutely.
these two guys are two of the cleanest fighters in the sport. Well, it's a sport where some people think every technique is dirty fighting.
Yeah,
but
did you just say what I think you said?
He's looking to. Hey, he's looking to. I was gonna say, Rampage does have really nice, tight, close quarters uppercuts. Single collar and the tie clinch.
Continually working in the corner. There is no. How can there be a corner in a circle?
good
Okay,
question.
Page, get him back on the fence.
Well, at least I answered
Definitely.
myself.
Definitely necessary. I imagine in open space, Page is probably going to end up being a bit better, though. Like, he did get his one takedown off the cage off one of those thrown knees.
I think Quinton, the right elbow over the top. Quinton's fought so many fights over in Japan and Pride without elbows. I think the elbow is like a...
But I guess Page, notoriously actually does get a lot of his throws from mostly the ropes at this point, because most of his throws are Pride.
Uh-oh.
Alright, guys, again, threatening submissions. He dumps him. Which is pretty much a signature, the signature escape of Rampage. Bullet Gilly gets scooped with the double leg, dumps it on your head. Right in the side control. Now he can't knee to the head here, which was a favorite of his.
His corner imploring him, Jackson, to throw the left elbow.
Knee to the body.
Jackson much more in control in the second round, past the midway mark.
Yeah, Quinton could throw
I think there's Rampage looking to cradle.
do some serious
Oh, okay, no, just hopped up for a knee to the body.
Lindland doing the right thing and trying to roll.
And I guess this is literally his first fight after Pride, and so he can't throw knees to the head, and so I also think he's got so much experience with.
Look at him.
Going for a single leg. Look at Matt Lindland. This is what an Olympic silver medalist can have in his
Wrestled up
toolbox.
pretty well. Rampage didn't get much on top. It's 2 significant strikes, at least.
Well, I think they're eating their words right now.
Yeah. Good punches by
Must have
Jackson right on the
started that off with the lead uppercut.
Nice
Oh.
slam.
Takedown.
Quinton's kicking it into
Aye. It looked like an outside trip, but
Lindland going for the Kimura.
kind of from like the double underhook grips. It looked almost like a judo throw. If there's a name for that, I don't know it.
Quinton just needs to keep that close.
I've seen Matt Hughes do similar throws.
Quite honestly, if Matt Lindland had been a rock solid 205-pounder his whole career, that choke in the first round,
Tries to spin to the back, wrestles up.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is unbelievable to see the ability of an Olympic wrestler.
Yeah.
Look, Page drop an elbow there.
That first round was all Lindland. This one is tightened up a little bit, but Lindland has done a lot of hustle. Quinton did get a body slam or two.
Looking for a little ankle pick, maybe.
Quinton trying to defend the ankle pick. Lindland going up top. More
Quadros
upper
agrees.
body clinching, expect dirty boxing.
Inside of 30 seconds remaining, round number 2. Lindland in the white, Jackson in the black.
And that's what, Rampage already feed his head down because it baits the knee. Gives him an easy way to hook his arm in, and for the double leg, which obviously is risky because, there is a chance he gets kneed in the head, but.
Little left hand slipped in by Lindland. Into 2.
They both expended a lot of
10-9
energy in that
Rampage.
round. I gotta say,
1-1.
And Lindland ate some pretty good shots in that round. I would have to give that round to Quinton, although Lindland was there the whole time. But Lindland, it's like fighting an octopus. Now, it was a spectacular start by Jackson. As we get into the clinch again, and look at this. Out of the
As for a threat for finishing the fight, Lindland was still
that's
closer
almost
because of the
ended fight
RNC,
right
I'd say, but just because of the dirty boxing and what has gone on the feet.
And this reversal, look at Lindland
Damage leads to
flattened
Rampage.
out, grabbed
Top
the leg,
control
kneed up,
would also lead to
stood
him,
up. Next thing you know, Quinton's thinking, hey, wait a minute, I thought I was just on top of you on the
in
ground.
my personal opinion.
What's going on here?
Just amazing
Right
work.
here.
And look at the trip here by
That right
Quinton.
here.
Slams him down, gives him a little bit of his own medicine there with the wrestling, the Greco.
Yeah, gotta love those little noogies, huh? The noogie punch.
I'm glad you said that because that word's never come out of my mouth.
5 minutes left to decide this fight.
That came from our producer. Okay, I believe this fight is up for grabs. Jackson won the second. Lindland won the first.
Goes for a body
Both
kick.
guys got a lot left in their gas tanks. But again, Quinton doesn't have the distance to unleash that formidable power punching that he's got.
I'm very impressed with the stand-up of Lindland.
Yeah.
Foot stomps. I mean, his repertoire has grown tremendously.
I don't know which guy is talking with the Quadros. I assume if that's Bill Goldberg, he actually learned a bit more about MMA, which is kind of cool. I get it's over, sure.
Dan Henderson into the game and did it with a pure wrestling thing. A lot of people say, well, you're just slowing down the match and holding the guy down.
I mean, Lillard's stand-up so far has been, serviceable.
Went to school, learned how to punch a kick and knee his own.
His inside leg kick earlier was good, but a lot of it's the Habib threat, essentially, it would be for modern terms. Throw a punch just enough so that's just to give you enough for a wrestling entry. But it has worked.
Street thuggery has got a lot of schooling in the gym.
Yeah,
with Juanito Ibarra and a bunch of other guys.
And there was no illusion cast at Quinton Jackson. Let me make that understood.
I think Quinton just went for a fish hook.
Couldn't see what was happening there because the camera view, but
Well, this match is tightened up, and
It takes some energy to keep a guy that strong up against the cage like that. He keeps switching, reversing. Very entertaining.
looks like the crowd was finna boo, but they appreciate at least the position switching.
Oh, he has to.
because he hasn't
I've definitely seen less active cage smudging fists.
He's dazed because he caught him with a couple shots last round.
I think he's frustrated.
Yeah, well, he's in a clinch. I mean, this is where he doesn't want to be. Now,
There he goes.
The thing is, Rampage's footwork is good, but he gets cut off, and he expects a firefight when the takedown happens.
First time this fight has been fought in this position.
Okay.
Big right hand.
Lead jab there from Rampage. Missed that nab super strong uppercut. Nice up kick. Not up kick, just high hit kick. From the rear leg.
But it would seem that this is where Jackson wants to fight.
Oh, absolutely.
Slipped
Look
a
at
little
what
bit.
Jackson did to Chuck Liddell standing up.
Yeah, we haven't seen that shotgun jab of Quinton's yet. Quinton winging it.
Went for a lead
going
hook.
Right into a guillotine.
Now they're looking for a front headlock.
Knees to the head.
Have a guillotine.
Not really the guillotine, just a front headlock at this point. Keeps the arm inside. He's not really pulling for the sub just yet.
Has anything but the
However,
bottoms of his soles of his feet on the floor. It's a three-point stance, and they can't knee him to the head. But he can knee him to the shoulder.
Slam.
single leg.
Does he have it?
You know,
And now here's where the submission threat starts.
Lindland seems to think he's got this.
We got a minute and 45 seconds left here. Quinton's going to try to flip out of it.
Rampage is going to crawl over to side control, it looks like. I don't think he knows which direction to head to at the moment, or the cage was just bothering him. He was bounced on his knees for a second.
You know, but the thing is, it's the attempt, it's the aggression. This is looking good in the eyes of the judges. And Matt can't hold on to this forever.
It's a pretty high grip. His head's going to pop out soon.
And there it is, it pops out.
One knee inside, so he could
Spinning just a little
didn't
bit.
get put over into half guard just yet.
Quinton's gotta
Nice
get
body
busy
shots.
here. The fight is up for grabs here in round number 3.
With a minute and 10 seconds remaining.
Do what he can to stand up, get some distance, and try to throw bombs.
And Lindland,
He's trying to throw. I would have assumed, almost assumed Lindland was trying to throw up an armbar there.
It's going to be a tough one.
I think Matt's opened a lot of people's eyes with this fight.
Now, as far as finishing the threat of finishing the fight, Lindland's been closer on both occasions, but Rampage's activity with the damage is a decent factor. Takedowns are pretty similar in terms of rate. I think it's like two from Lindland to 3 from Rampage.
Seconds remaining in the fight could still be up for grabs.
What do they got left?
Rampage is feeding them pretty decent shots from the top.
There's a good look at that cut. Looks like it is on the bridge of the nose.
But also a cut, well.
You know, and he felt he had a lot to prove to a lot of people.
That looks nice to judge, especially when I was talking about like just on the feet he was doing more damage.
Sees the blood. Quinton's going for it.
Lindland wants to stay right there.
Oh, we were a flying knee.
I think it may be a little bit too late. You never know.
Very close.
Extremely entertaining fight. You got to hand it to both of these guys. They came out.
Crowd
They
booing.
did what they're paid
A little
to do,
few.
and they didn't disappoint a damn soul out here.
No question about it.
Great inaugural event.
And remember, we're going to be back with you in October.
That
here
guy looks like
on the World Fighting Alliance.
Amir Suilov, but I don't think it's him.
That's your fight. All right, Bill, we're going to get a chance to take a look
29-28.
at some of the action.
I'd say
And it
probably
really
for
went back and
Rampage.
forth, but we're going to show you action from the third
If it was
round.
Pride Rules, I think I would say Lindland because the chokes.
Lindland doing the toe
Closer to
stomp,
finishing the
heel
fight.
Stomps. I think that was made famous over
A little
in
up
Japan.
elbow,
Takes a
okay.
lot of energy holding a guy like Quinton.
Didn't notice that.
Yeah, watch the good left hand here by Quinton. Straight jab, just stops him in his tracks. Lindland
Now that
checks his
uppercut.
faculties, comes back with some shots of his own.
He had thrown the other hand or
Nice high kick by
went to the
Lindland.
body. Probably, I think it would have got him.
Lindland gets the fence, going for the guillotine again. Can't knee him in that position.
But he honestly, from this headlock position, I figured Rampage was going to get a chance to wrestle up. He actually swam his hands in for that arm and guillotine really, really well.
Just a great display. Great display. These two.
And Rampage is looking for the lift here.
It's just beautiful to see.
Yeah, it really is nice to see two guys at the top of their game.
And I can't tell if he's trying it here. Something Rampage would do with Pride was like at least to Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei Silva tried to go for a guillotine. He let Wandy sit on the ropes for a bit because, I mean, obviously you're at the threat of getting finished here.
Yeah, and all you
Elbow
have to
wasn't as
do
far
is
as it
look
could
at
be,
the
also
interchange
noticing that,
between
but
the
still
two of them,
pretty
like at the
good.
weigh-in yesterday. I wish you could all be privy
But
to that.
Yeah, Jackson, finishing this fight right here at the end.
I was gonna say he leaned Wanderlei Silva on the ropes because he still is squeezing his arms out, which takes energy. And so I'm wondering if the one reason he didn't just like try to stand back up, because realistically, I think he can drag Lindland up decently
We go
handily.
once more to Jimmy Lennon Jr. Jimmy.
I wish they would have shown that knee. Couldn't tell if it
Ladies
landed.
and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Alejandro Rochin scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Matt Lindland. Judge at ringside, Hector Hernandez scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Quinton Rampage Jackson.
In fact, obviously, a lot of Rampage's career was even the fact that he's getting these pops here is indicative of his star power at the period.
29-28 in favor of the winner.
Split decision.
Quinton Rampage Jackson.
As close as it could be, and as
It's Rampage via split decision. I give that fight at least probably like 3.5 or something. I wouldn't put it below a 3. Functional. Could have been more active, but I think it was pretty solid. Especially for the guy that's in there. They switched on the fence a decent amount. Rampage's dirty boxing and stuff was able to keep things active a bit. Lindland's submission attempts were really good. Definitely made all his positions worth as much as he could. Pretty cool fight. Alright, now I've got to go edit some guys since some of my friends had me download Manel Cape and fucking other people from the modern year of 2026 that I don't know nothing about. See you guys later. Oh, Next fight, unless if someone watches this and actually gives me a recommendation in the comments, I'll put up a poll or something of that nature. As of now, the next fight planned is realistically Tyson Griffin versus Frankie Edgar. And that's all. Thanks for watching.